Hello and welcome back. They did it. Eddie Radosevich, George Stoia here from Neyland Stadium. Oklahoma wins a thriller, 33-26. Unbelievable performance overall and an incredible atmosphere. George, it was much needed. It was, I think Brent Venables said, what the doctor ordered. Just kind of your immediate thoughts here coming after just an incredible performance, an incredible win.
Chaos, absolute chaos. Even the first quarter with the R. Mason Thomas, scoop and score. It looked like OU was going to get run off the field those first few minutes of the game. That was a huge play. And then obviously the way the half ended, coming up with a couple turnovers, you turn them into field goals. Tate Sandell, unbelievable superstar. John Mateer in the second half was fantastic. OU tried to lose the game a couple times, throwing the football with 4 minutes left. What the hell are you doing? Xavier Robinson fumble in the third quarter. What are you doing? You're not taking a knee at the end, and you score the touchdown, and Tennessee kicks another onside kick. Just insane win. And look, Eddie, in the SEC, sometimes you just need a little bit of luck, and Oklahoma got it.
They got a lot of it. We'll get into everything that Oklahoma players had to say, Brent Venables had to say following the game. Just truly an incredible night. Yeah. College atmosphere, amazing. 101 at Neyland Stadium. Before we do that, though, let us tell you about our good friends over at Tushy. A-hole is only a dirty word. If you wipe, call us if you need a bidet. George, you have a bidet. Are you ready to get back to it?
I can't wait. They don't have any here at Neyland Stadium, which is a disappointment. They need to invest in Tushy, but I love my bidet. Super easy to install.
No doubt about it. All you got to do is go to hellotushy.com, use the promo code SoonerScoop, hellotushy.com, use the promo code SoonerScoop, and you will get 10% off your first bidet order. Pretty good deal in my opinion. We must also tell you about our good friends, our really good friends over at Lucy. We've told you about them before. 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free. Lucy breakers as well, the nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. Set yourself up with a subscription. I'm sure that Oklahoma fans that didn't have a subscription wanted a subscription tonight, and especially when the game got really tight. All you got to do is go to lucy.co/SoonerScoop and use promo code SoonerScoop to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy. If you change your mind, you're not going to. And we also must tell you, Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. All right, let's get into the game because it started out 7-0 rather quickly, right? Yep. Oklahoma was not able to get off the field on a third and long. Third and long became a little bit of a theme this evening. They fall down 7-0, 3 and out. All of a sudden, Tennessee has the ball back, and R. Mason Thomas comes up with a play that, albeit they got a long ways to go, certainly changed the projection of this game and ultimately saved Oklahoma's season.
I mean, they're looking to go down 14-0, and I don't know if Oklahoma can recover from that. And even 10-0, I think they're in a really tough spot. And Owen Heineke, my guy, comes up with the big play too. Jars the ball loose, and then R. Mason stiff arms that guy for it felt like eternity. Pulls the hammy on the touchdown run.
So is that what it was? It was a hamstring.
Hamstring, according to the TV broadcast, and I think the radio broadcast. Brent did say after the game, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a long-term thing. He may not even miss any time. Obviously, the bye week comes at a really good time for Oklahoma as they look to get Kobe back as well as R. Mason. But unbelievable play. I mean, that's a play, Eddie, that'll live in OU lore because they won, right, for a long time. But I thought the defense, you'll look at the box score. I don't know what the final number ended up being. Tennessee threw for a lot of yards today, but man, this defense came up with some big stops, and obviously the turnovers came in bunches there in the first half. The one right before halftime with Robert Spears-Jennings was huge to go up 6 before half, and then even the Peyton Bowen one too. Tennessee was driving, throwing the ball into the end zone there. Those were big plays, and we said it, Eddie, coming into the game. They're going to have to win the turnover battle to win this game, and they dominated it until Oklahoma obviously did some stupid shit at the end of the game offensively. But I thought it was a pretty impressive performance from the defense against a Tennessee offense that I think is really, really good.
Incredibly good. Joey Aguilar, 29 of 45, 393 yards, 8.7 per attempt or per reception, 74.6 QBR. It was a night where Oklahoma it felt like, I know that we kept texting during the game. It was like, how the hell, there was different words used, are they winning this game? All of a sudden it was 16-10, thanks in part to Tate Sandell and his heroics throughout the evening. But they had 99 yards total offense in the first half. I think Tennessee had 265 at halftime. It was lopsided. I think they had 17 first downs or 15 first downs. Oklahoma had 7. And all of a sudden you're up. You're 16-10. You come out and it felt like a different ball game for John Mateer and the offense in the second half.
Yeah, and it felt like, Oklahoma in the second half, in the first half it felt like they were lucky to be in the game and winning the way they were. The second half it felt like Oklahoma kind of controlled the game. Now, the first 2 possessions were not good. I think Oklahoma punted immediately, and then Tennessee went right down the field and scored. And you're like, oh boy, here you go. And then I think Oklahoma went on that drive. They were going to go into score, and Xavier Robinson fumbles. And that's when I told myself, and some of the guys up in the press box were kind of like, oh boy, this is not going to go well. And Oklahoma defense forces a 3-and-out.
How big was the play over on the sideline? That they had to go back and review.
Oh, yeah.
He obviously stepped out. And then, as you said, PJ Adebawore with an unbelievable tackle for loss to get the ball back to Oklahoma.
All you people out there have been wondering, where's PJ? Where's PJ? He's supposed to be a 5-star. He showed up. That was a big-time play. Played a lot tonight in the absence of R. Mason Thomas after his play. But that was a huge shift because all of a sudden they have to punt from their own end zone. They get the ball at the 50, and I think that's when Oklahoma went down and scored and kind of took control of the game. And that's kind of when it flipped back, and Oklahoma's defense really shut down. They had the 4th and 1 Tennessee did that they went for, and they had it. It goes right off. Again, sometimes you just got to be lucky in this league, man. Sometimes you just got to. But and then the way Oklahoma went down the field and kind of put it away with the field goal, and then they tried to piss it away with I don't know what they're doing, throwing the ball there.
And it sounds like, and we talked to Ben Arbuckle, we talked to John Mateer. You can see both of those post-game interviews on the SoonerScoop.com YouTube channel. It was supposed to be a run, and they had 8 in the box. They tried to take a chance. You get a ball tipped, and all of a sudden it was like, holy shit.
Yeah, and you just, in those moments, I understand it. They're running an RPO, and the correct read is to throw the football there. But in that situation, it's like, and Brent said it after the game, you hand the ball off. There is no option. They could have 50 in the box, and you're running the ball because you got to burn the clock. And then I thought it was peculiar, whatever.
I got it.
Curious. At the end of the game, Xavier breaks loose on that one play, and he takes that knee down at the 1. I thought they would kneel it there.
I think they could have kneeled it out because Tennessee had one timeout left. They could have kneeled it down to about 15 seconds.
Which I would have done. I would have done that. I don't know why they scored the touchdown there, but they figured it out. They won the game. It doesn't matter. And I just, Eddie, I'm impressed by this team because there was a lot of moments, and even this week, us included, super negative about the direction of things and losing the way you did against Ole Miss. Obviously, the loss to Texas was not good either. And the way that they fought back tonight, they kind of got, punched in the face early, and the way that they bounced back and finished this game, I thought was super impressive.
It's kind of one of those things, and being down on the field, you get a really good experience with it because it seemed like this place was about to explode. Yep. And then all of a sudden, Oklahoma started getting momentum, and then they go into halftime 16-10. And there was little plays throughout the second half, as we mentioned, the PJ tackle for loss, the 4th down. It just felt like the moment was right for Oklahoma to pounce, and they did. And they were able to put together some big scoring drives. Obviously, John Mateer was much better in the second half, maybe his best half since maybe the Auburn game.
Yeah,
just overall. Just in terms of everything else, though, it was a monster win, and it was a monster win for Brent Venables. You can see some of the video of him and John Mateer after the game right now. It just seemed like this one was mega. It was important to a lot of people in Norman.
Yeah, I tweeted out after the game, is this the best win of the Brent Venables era? And I said, I think it's still 2023 Texas. And somebody said back, he goes, that was the best win, the win over Texas 2 years ago. This was the most important.
Sure.
And I think that's the perfect way to phrase this. This was a game Brent absolutely had to have for a lot of reasons, not for just this season and staying in the playoff hunt, which, by the way, Oklahoma's very much in the playoff hunt with some of the stuff that's going on.
Thank you to NC State today.
NC State, SMU taking down Miami. I don't know what's going to happen in the ACC, but again, not just for the playoff hopes, and they got to go play well against Alabama in a couple weeks, and you got to take care of business at home for all of that to happen. But his future, I mean, there were serious talks, this week among us and other people that, what does this look like if Oklahoma goes in and they get blown out or they get beat, in the same fashion they seem to always get beat? What does it look like? And it was going to be a long 2 weeks. So I thought it showed a lot of resolve. I thought Brent managed the game pretty well for the most part. There's definitely some moments late, which again, I don't know how much are his fault.
After they score the touchdown, after Xavier Robinson scores the touchdown, I'm screaming, "Go for two! Go for two!"
Yeah.
As it turns out, you're only up 6. You did get the field goal to push it to a 2-score game. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. They would definitely get magnified. They did score over 30, first time against in the SEC, first ranked win since 2019 on the road.
That's
for
crazy.
Oklahoma.
And that just tells you, like, this is the type of win, Eddie, that you can build around. Not just this year, but moving forward. Going into a place like this, we've been to some awesome venues, Eddie.
Unbelievable.
I think this is the best college football venue I have ever been to.
It's up there with one of the best atmospheres. The light show, everything that went into it. People in Norman, you could learn a lesson from what this was. And no shade at all. I guess that is a whole lot of shade. Kind of shitty of me. I'm in a good mood, though. That was awesome. That was an unbelievable atmosphere. And on top of all of it, that will save the best for last. Tate Sandell. He's just a dog, man.
Dude, he's so good. I mean, and we said in the offseason, Oklahoma needs a kicker. You have to have a kicker in this league, one possession league. How many did he end up with? 4 field goals tonight, 3 of them 50 plus, 2 from 55, and just nails, man. In big moments, he was awesome. And I don't know what they're paying him, but he's worth every penny. I think I tweeted out during the game, I was like, Jim Nagy should give him $1 million after this game. I mean, it was awesome. He was electric, and talking to him post game, calm as could be. No big deal. He was even like on to Alabama. It's like, that's what you want in your kicker. Doug Deacon, we spoke to him tonight.
He
was
great.
awesome. He was awesome, and talking about him and just the special teams unit. But that he was him and I would say Owen Heineke. And Mateer, I mean, if you had an MVP for each group, those 3 would probably be the MVP. Because I thought Mateer, if we want to get into that at all, I thought he was excellent in the second half in a lot of ways. He used his legs. That's the fastest he's looked in a while.
Where did that come from? I know Toby Rowland asked him after the game. It just seemed like a different runner than we had seen.
Yeah, he looked more comfortable. Maybe he's just getting physically right. I think that's part of it. And then the pass he had to Satania, that's one of the better passes he's had. And Jermichael Carter comes in, makes a couple big catches. But
they were making plays on third down.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what happens.
And unbelievable what happens when you can run the football. Like even Xavier Robinson, he was really effective late in the game. And, this offensive line, 3 freshmen up there.
I was going to say, you had obviously Ryan Foje starting at right tackle, Michael Fasusi starting at left, as he has all season. Eddie Pierre-Louis slides in at left guard.
He was great.
Jake Michaela, Fabechi Wiwu, they were excellent all night.
Have you seen the clip of Eddie Pierre-Louis headbutting Michael Fasusi before the John Mateer touchdown run?
Yeah, it felt like I was taking Viagra for the first time. If I'm going to be honest, it felt like I was taking Viagra. That was unbelievable. But those are the types of guys, those are the types of things that you need to see from some of these young guys, and you hope that they can grow from it, because I think that you could look up, and they obviously have 3 games left. You got to go to Tuscaloosa in 2 weeks. That's going to be extremely tough.
Yeah.
But you can grow some confidence out of this, and for this offense and for this team as a whole, the program, where is this jumping off point? You'd kept waiting on it, and you hope that it's now.
Yeah, and you look how many young guys are out there playing. Even a Cortland Guillory, who I know didn't have his best game tonight, and he had a couple of PIs and stuff, but he's getting better, and they this is something you can build on, Eddie. That's the biggest thing is you have all these young guys playing well. You got a quarterback who's probably going to be back next year. Xavier Robinson was awesome. This is a program win, a culture win in a lot of ways, in the way that they found a way, despite some massive errors throughout the game, some discipline issues, some bad penalties that you just can't let happen, and you clean those up. And again, I don't think either one of us is saying, hey, this team can go on a run and win the rest of their games and get to the playoff and make a run in the playoff. But I do think that they've shown they can play good football. And when they do, they're a really tough team to beat. And I think Tennessee found that out tonight. Tennessee's got some problems. I still don't think their defense is very good. Their quarterback did not like being under pressure tonight. Credit Oklahoma for getting after him. But this is a big-time win for OU and Brent Venables. And I don't know. I don't know. I honestly can't believe they won. And not because, coming into the game I thought they could, but the way that it played out, I was like, there's so many times you're like, man, can they overcome that? And they just kept doing it. They kept fighting back. And, Brent talked about that after the game. And, if they keep doing that, man, they're going to be in every game.
They were a couple plays away from falling down 14-0, and this place was about to really kind of erupt.
R. Mason Thomas, in a lot of ways, I don't want to be dramatic, but he potentially saved their season and possibly people's jobs.
Yeah,
like that. That's the type of play that he made tonight.
Unbelievable. Plenty of coverage to come on Soonerscoop.com. Plenty of stories from you.
Yep.
We'll have the instant reaction, obviously, and then everything else that comes with a post-game. Bob Przybylo, Kerry Murdoch already grinding back in the Soonerscoop.com studios. We'll be on the Eskridge Lexus post-game podcast with Kerry Murdoch this evening that you could hopefully listen to if you're traveling back to Oklahoma. For tonight, though, Oklahoma wins 33-26 in a game that 27 in a game I think a lot of people are going to remember, just like 10 years ago tonight.
How loud was it down there?
I think it's the loudest stadium I've been to.
It sounded like it.
I mean, Ohio State was loud. Notre Dame, not so much. Sorry, Notre Dame. Florida State 2011 was really loud. Bedlam's been really loud up in Stillwater. The whole 107,000 people though, or whatever it is. It's incredible.
This entire trip, we've talked about some trips that we've been on. Auburn was awesome last year, great crowd and traditions and all of that. I think this is, for me, at least personally, the best trip I've been on in terms of covering college football. Like, it was that good. Like, everything, the people here were great. The crowd was amazing tonight. Like you said, the light show. I kind of crapped on the dark mode thing earlier this week. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was sick, and it was just it was fantastic. The band was great. At halftime, even the light show. It was the walk-in. That was really cool. The campus is great. Downtown Knoxville's awesome. I've had a blast. This was a great trip.
All right, glazed Tennessee enough. I could have had him too. I could have gone for the kiss, and I missed it. For George Stoia, I'm Eddie Radosevich. We'll see you on Monday here on the Soonerscoop.com YouTube channel. Game Day Rewind with Josh McQuistion, as well as a recruiting report. And then we'll be headed over to the Lloyd Noble Center for the doubleheader opener for Jenny Bronchak, Porter Moser, OU basketball in action. But football-wise, very, very good win. Oklahoma walks out of here 7-2 on the season, and a massive game coming up next week, or 2 weeks from now, in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk to you then.